Hi everybody, welcome back. I wanted to start this video out by saying thank you to all of the followers that have stuck around over our lack of posting videos in the last year and couple months. There's been a lot going on and we're going to catch up. I know most YouTubers don't normally give out personal information like this, but I wanted everybody to know why we've been absent for so long. So here we go. In the beginning of 2025, my wife was diagnosed with the beginning stages of Alzheimer's. Always tough to say. We spent almost all of our retirement trying to get that diagnosis. Insurance doesn't always cover repeat things that you do with blood work and all that stuff, so we spend a lot of money. In the process of getting the diagnosis and trying to find her help, we tried to enter her into several studies, and of course the majority of the studies that are out there are for older people that are further along. She's very young and we found it very, very early. So we finally found a study that she was allowed to enter into with the Alzheimer's Institute down in Wellington, Florida. So we focused all of our time and energy on that. Once we got the diagnosis, everything in our world came to a stop to focus on what to do next and how to do it. So we got a good path going forward. We found a lot of the things that we're doing now, changing our diet and stuff like that, eating much better, eating different foods and all that stuff, along with her being in the program that she's in, has helped a lot. So we decided that we were going to move to Oklahoma because she is Native American. She's part Choctaw. So if you move near one of their hospitals and you're within a certain area, she gets free health care. So, blessing in disguise, we found 38 acres on a lake in Oklahoma. And we decided that we were going to move there because it's central to several of the Native American hospitals. That being said, we were going to build a house there and we were going to make a life there. And by posting on social media and some of the other groups that I'm in, we kind of spoke a house into existence, if you will. I was talking about wanting to 3D print a dome home and then in turn bury it on 3 sides, of course the top 4 sides, and leave the open side facing the downward slope of the property. So the property is at like a 7-degree incline, so the idea is to cut a notch out of the top of the hill, and then in turn we're going to 3D print the house and then cover it over with the open side facing the lake and beautiful views in the morning and all that stuff. In the process of doing that, we stumbled into a documentary with Plimsoll Productions, a production company out of the UK, and they were very interested in wanting us to document and be a part of their little documentary that they had going on. It turned out it worked pretty well for a hot minute, and then everything kind of fell to the wayside. So what happened was they already came to Florida, they filmed, we met the crew a couple of times, the production manager and assistant manager and all these wonderful people that were with Plimsoll Productions, and I mean that sincerely, wonderful people. Cameraman Ollie, Greg, Lucy, everybody was great. They were very, very easy to get along with. They were not overbearing by any means. They were just very nice people. We got everything moving along. We were in the process of making the documentary. They had an A-lister host that was going to host it, and at the last minute he backed out, and it ended up where the documentary fell to the wayside. So we decided that we were going to do our best to try and find another production crew that was willing to film. We have not found one yet. But what we are doing, and the reason that we are wanting someone to film it, is because our home has never been built before, as we found out by going through this process. So the never been done part is that the house is going to be 3D printed. And in turn, it's going to be a dome home. That's never been done before. In turn, on top of that, we're going to immediately bury it to protect it from tornadoes, because where the location is in Oklahoma, it's prone to a lot of tornadoes. So we figured, how do you really protect from a tornado? Well, you put the house underground. Then you don't have to worry about the roof getting ripped off. So in the process of doing that, we decided that we were going to go 100% off-grid because of how much we had spent trying to get her diagnosis. We knew money was going to be tight in the future. So how do you mitigate that? You mitigate it by growing your own food. We're going to have several Walapinis. Walapinis are in-ground greenhouses where only the top sticks out and the glass portion sticks out. And if you layer the floor of the Walapini with stones, when the sun comes in during the day, it heats the stones, and then in turn those stones radiate heat at night and keep the temperature moderately controlled. Extreme conditions in the winter, I don't know how cold it gets there yet, but I know that during the winter, if it gets too cold, we can put a small wood stove in there, and that wood stove will be able to heat that small area and keep the plants alive and nice and toasty warm. So we're going to do, for the Walapinis, we're going to have 3. We're going to have one that's tropical, so that we can take the fruit that we're growing here in Florida. We're growing bananas, lemons, pineapples, Keri oranges, which I so can't wait to eat. They're so juicy. And then we're also going to do dragon fruit. In turn, we're going to do blueberries for brain health, obviously, and a couple of other fruits and stuff that are going to help us get along. Excuse me. So we're going to have one that's tropical. We're going to have another one that's garden variety. We're going to have cucumbers, lettuce, tomatoes, so on and so forth. And then the other one, we don't know what quite we're going to grow in that yet, but we're going to build it anyway, just so it's there on reserve. So that's the food portion of it. There's a lot of wildlife on the property, lots of very, very big deer. We've seen boar, large deer. We've been told there's black bear in the area. Never had black bear before, don't know if I want to. And things like that. And then, of course, it's on a lake, so there's fish and stuff like that. In turn, the electric side, we're going with Signature Solar. They're going to help us do a completely off-grid setup. We're thinking somewhere between 60 to 120 kilowatts of off-grid battery storage, solar panels to complement it, controllers, the whole 9 yards. The people that are going to be building it are Skyland 3D. They're also Native American owned, and they are out of Oklahoma. Not only do they 3D print homes, but they also build the printers. So that's going to be interesting to watch. Let me see what else. To get this plan into motion, we had to put the house in Florida up for sale so that we can take the money from the house here that we get and start the process in Oklahoma. We purchased a used motorhome. We have a 2009 Winnebago Adventurer. Thank you, baby. Adventurer. And it is in great condition. I kind of broke it when we got it home, but regardless, it's in great condition. Everything works. And we're going to use that to park out on the property while the house is being built. So what we'll be doing is we'll be blending this channel with the channel in Oklahoma. We're going to call the other channel Oklahoma Off-Grid Preppers, and we're going to use the acronym OOPS. I just thought it would be kind of funny to do that. And while we're still here in Florida, now that we're back on our feet and we're more focused, we're going to continue to make videos here in Florida, but we're also going to start documenting what's going on out in Oklahoma. So for this portion of the video, the Oklahoma one will be very, very similar. We have to explain, well, we don't have to, but we're going to explain why we're creating the channel and all of the things that we want to do with the property while we're out there. The property has everything that we need as an off-grid prepper. It has a seasonal creek that runs through one side of it. It has a freshwater stream literally bubbling out of the ground, and that stream feeds a small pond. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that stream, open the mouth of the stream up where it comes out of the ground, kind of narrow it where it goes into the pond, and create a little bit of water pressure. And from there, we're going to do what's called a water hammer, or other people call them gravity pumps. So we're going to take the water hammer, we're going to create that pressure. It's going to go into a small device, and that in turn is going to pump water up to the top of the hill where we will have a small reservoir, and we're going to do a solar sprinkler system for the Wallopinis, and that will in turn feed the Wallopinis and spray them with some wonderful water, and it'll be fresh and all of that stuff. So the house is going to be 100% off-grid, and with that is going to come a lot of work. There's a lot of stuff that we need to do to prepare the property. Ticks, oh my lord, ticks. There are ticks everywhere up on the property. We found that out the hard way when we went up to take some of the contractors there. For those contractors, Taylor, Adam, everybody, we're sorry that you guys got covered in ticks. So did we. But we'll figure that out when we get there. So for now, this is the beginning of a new start for this channel. What we're going to do is we're a week into hurricane season now. So the next video we'll be making this weekend, and we'll put one out on how to prepare for hurricane season and things that you're going to need to get ready. For those newcomers to the channel, there's a couple of simple things that you need to do to be ready for a hurricane, a couple of basic supplies, very basic supplies that'll make your life much, much easier if the power goes out. So until then, the new channel is Oklahoma Off-Grid Preppers, and hopefully we'll have some people that'll switch over to there, and we'll have some views over there as well. So till then, see you in a couple of days when we do our next video. Bye-bye, take care.